EA Games, they approached us about their Plants vs. Zombies video game anniversary edition.
Uh-oh. Looks like someone said too much in an EA interview. If you recall back in March, a slew of articles carved their way into the community discussing a new PvZ game reportedly called PvZ Reloaded that had just gotten rated in Brazil to be set for a release on modern consoles. It was highly theorized to be a repackaging of the original Plants vs. Zombies tower defense game from 2009. That naturally got people excited for the future of the franchise, since it meant that we were actually going to see something with a higher probability of being good than a Gardenscapes or Candy Crush ripoff. The hype died down after a while, and a rift opened between believers and non-believers when more news arose around the leak potentially being faked. Plants vs. Zombies Reloaded was dead in the eyes of the community. But then came the Sweet 16. Maybe that will be the event where they announce something. No. It's safe to say that Plants vs. Zombies' Sweet 16 event was a bit of a flop in the eyes of the community. PvZ promised us that big things were coming. Only for what? A walnut plush? A lo-fi video? A commemorative set of pins? Yeah, people were pretty disappointed with the handling of this campaign, including myself, who had a video planned for it if it failed this hard. But I get to throw that script away! Ha! A couple days ago, PvZ announced that they're releasing official vinyls with tracks from PvZ 1 and 2. Okay. As it turns out, EA reached out to Jeanette Robin, an acclaimed guitarist and Grammy Award winner, to remake the original theme for Plants vs. Zombies for a new anniversary edition of the game. I'll let the clip do the talking.
Our single that's coming out in August. Talk about a younger audience. EA Games, one of the biggest video, game companies and sports gaming or whatever, they approached us about their Plants vs. Zombies video game 10-year anniversary edition. They wanted us to remake the main game theme song, which is actually called Crazy Dave. And then we go back to the theme song. But that's coming out on vinyl in August, and also I'm sure it will be on the EA Games website. And when you download the game, I believe the game and the app, I think you will hear our version now. It has to be the 10-year anniversary edition.
So this sounds pretty promising. The only funny thing about it is that she refers to it as the 10th anniversary while PvZ just turned 16, but that was most likely a detail lost in translation, as she hasn't so much as heard the original game theme before being asked to remake it. Combining this with PvZ itself going on and on about their big plans and cryptic behavior, this evidence feels a lot more believable than what leaks we have seen before this. Does this redeem the Sweet 16 debacle? Honestly, yeah, if it ends up being a great remaster that doesn't change anything for the sake of change. Though it doesn't make their timing any better, because this 100% should have been announced right at the end of May, during the climax of the hype they more or less successfully garnered within the fanbase. And before y'all get too excited over this, a remaster doesn't mean 17 new worlds and 60 new plants. I will be completely satisfied if this ends up as a worthy tribute to Plants vs. Zombies' legacy, allowing us to experience the ever-classic game again for the first time. Though bringing back Versus mode should be a top priority. And what does this mean for the franchise moving forward? I'll stand by my thoughts back when I covered Reloaded in March when it was first leaked. This game will be an easy cash grab for EA and PopCap, but this time that's a good thing. If it ends up performing incredibly well and makes them a ton of money, it could help EA put even the slightest bit more resources into the franchise and help it bloom again. And while I'm at it, I'll quickly quell some of the arguments that some insane people will inevitably use for their Garden Warfare 3 conspiracies. No, this game being on consoles does not mean it will be a shooter game. PvZ 1 was released on Xbox back in the day, so it's not a Garden Warfare exclusive trait. No, Garden Warfare 2 turning 10 next year is not linked to the 10th anniversary part of what she said, especially if the game is set to be released in August, well before Garden Warfare 2's decennial in February. And no, PvZ mentioning Garden Warfare once or twice during the Sweet 16 doesn't mean anything, since they wanted to celebrate the franchise as a whole. And last I checked, Garden Warfare 1 and 2 are a part of the franchise as a whole. Insane or not, I'd love to hear your thoughts and theories. Thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later!